On a windy, rainy day in early December, expert Jerusalem guide Avi Ben Yosef led a tour around the central Christian sites in Jerusalem. We began on the Mount of Olives, offering a panoramic view of the old city walls, including the Golden Gate, traditionally the gate where both Jews and Christians believe the Messiah will enter Jerusalem. The gate was sealed by Sultan Suleiman I in 1541 to try to prevent that from happening. From here, many churches on the slopes of the mount are visible. The Russian Orthodox Church of Mary Magdalene and the Catholic Dominus Flavus Church are two. At the bottom of the mount is the Catholic Church of All Nations, next to the Garden of Gethsemane.
We're under a carob tree, carob the boxer over here, which is a symbol of life, fertility. The Garden of Gethsemane is the place where Jesus is actually becoming the ultimate sacrifice for the sins of everybody according to Christianity. And again, this is where he is betrayed by Judas Iscariot.
Inside the church is enshrined the bedrock where it said Jesus prayed before his arrest. There are 3 19th century mosaics and Gothic-style stained glass. Outside, most of the ancient trees in the garden are olives.
Some of them are considered to be the oldest trees in the world, which are the witnesses to the suffering of Jesus.
The name Zion appears 154 times in the Tanakh, or the Old Testament. Mount Zion, right outside the old city walls, is regarded as the place where King David conquered the Jebusites, establishing his city here, and it supposedly contains his tomb.
Jesus actually comes from the house of David, okay? And came from Bethlehem originally. This is from the same lineage, so there's a major connection.
Higher up in the complex is the room where supposedly the Last Supper occurred.
The last Passover meal with Jesus and the disciples. But the whole idea over here is that the Holy Spirit fell upon the disciples right in this area, and this is where they started spreading the news about Christianity.
And the room contains many significant details.
The 14 steps that we see over here mark for us the 14 stations of the cross. And not only that, but the 14 generations from the time of King David to Jesus, who was a descendant from the house of David.
All of Jerusalem's Christian sects have areas in Christianity's major shrine, the old city's Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built on a hill that overlooked the Roman marketplace.
So at the time of Jesus, this was an open area with a major hill, and people were crucified here day in and day out. This was the place of where people would see, because the market is like the mall of today. People would walk all along the way, lift up their heads, and they would see the people being crucified. Come inside and I'll show you. And you see that Jesus was crucified actually on the cross right over here. We see that the nailing was done through the hands, which is wrong. It was actually done through the wrists. How do we know? Because we have found remains of people that were crucified, and many times what happened is they couldn't get the nail out, so they kept the bodies like that. After Jesus dies on the cross, they take him, they shroud him and anoint him right over here. They prepare him for the burial on this slab that you see over here.
Further back in the church is the shrine that marks where Jesus' body was buried, with separate areas kept up by the Greek Orthodox, the Coptics, the Armenians, Catholics, and the other sects.
And this is what's so unique, again, seeing all of these different congregations that are praying in one place, which is the side of the crucifixion and the resurrection.